I know I'm late to the game. 2023 was a few weeks ago. We're already into 2024. I've been playing a bunch of games already in this year. So I just wanted to come in and talk about some of the games I'm really excited to play in 2024. A little bit of a caveat though here on this list. Towards the end of the video, I want to cover a few games that are rumored that we don't know if they're going to come out, but fingers crossed, maybe we're hoping they're going to come out. There's been some rumors floating around on forums and Reddit and other places like that, and 4chan. So I'm excited, and I hope some of these things come out this year, and I will absolutely play those games. But there are, of course, at the beginning of my list, games we already know are coming. I've pre-ordered a lot of these games. They have release dates. So let's get into it with a game that I was really excited to play in 2024, and I bought it on day one. I had to run out and buy the physical copy of this game, which was Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown. And I am almost done with the game, and I have to say, this took me back to my childhood. I'm absolutely loving this puzzle platforming game. The combat is spot on perfect. Like, when you get beat by an enemy or you get beat by a boss in this game, it's your fault. You know that you didn't time something correctly. It reminds me, of course, a lot of the combat in Metroid Dread, the precision, the precise nature of your combat, parrying, moving, sliding underneath these bad guys, and then doing a combination of incredible moves. And I love the power-ups that you're able to use here with the amulets that they give you. You can kind of layer them how you want. Do you want to get more health back after you parry really well, you get a little bump in health, or do you want to be protected against poison? So poison darts that are hitting you, that'll give you more protection, and you can move these amulets around to decide and stack them how you want. I love the level design. I'm just loving the music, the atmosphere. I think that it's an absolutely gorgeous game, and so I was super excited to play this game, and then I was blown away by it. And the reviews, of course, have been off the charts from other people that I love and trust as well. So I couldn't wait to play this game. It's the first game that I'm really diving into, a new release in 2024, and I cannot recommend it enough. So that's my first game of 2024. It's out. I'm already playing it. I'm almost done with it. So that's high praise for Prince of Persia and the Lost Crown. All right, next on my list, let's talk about Unicorn Overlord. This game I'm really excited about. This comes out in March. This is a tactical role-playing game from Japanese developers Vanillaware. Anytime you hear the terms new role-playing game from Vanillaware, you want to pay attention to this. Of course, they rolled out recently 13 Sentinels, which took the world by storm. I'm really excited about this. This game looks right up my alley. I already pre-ordered the physical copy to arrive. Very excited to experience this open world. So what's interesting to me is you have this open world experience, in many ways very similar to like a Dragon Warrior, Dragon Quest back in the day. But then also you've got this battlefield tactics where you really have to figure out how you're going to deploy your team against bad guys and make moves on a strategy basis. So I love both the open world idea behind this game plus the strategy battlefield style of this game. I could sit for hours and play old Firefly Studio games like Stronghold.
Decide your castle, my liege.
Figure out how I'm going to attack these castles and how I'm going to protect myself and how I'm going to deploy my troops. Absolutely love those games. So really excited about Unicorn Overlord, which comes out in March. Next on my list is another interesting real-time strategy game, Tempest Rising. Have you heard of Tempest Rising? This game has been on my radar because back in the day I used to love to play Civilization or, like I said, Stronghold or any of these real-time strategy games where you build bases. I love building bases, collect resources, have to build up your base, Warcraft style, before the bad guys start attacking. I love that. I love that. It really, I could spend hours and hours and hours playing these types of games where you have to control field armies and you can fight against either humans or, of course, AI. You're playing against the computer. Really reminiscent of the Command and Conquer series. Do you remember Command and Conquer? Oh man, how many hours did I put into that game? Yeah, so Tempest Rising, I haven't played a lot of these games in recent years. When I was a kid, I played a lot of them. I haven't played really many real-time strategy games lately, so it'll be interesting to see if I really take to this game. Do I like the world building? Do I like the building up of the bases? I'm going to see it. I'm going to play it. I'm excited for Tempest Rising. What about you? All right, the next one I'm excited about is Hellblade II. Now, I missed Hellblade 1, but I love Viking lore. This past summer, we got to go to Norway for the first time. It's been a dream of mine to go and experience that. So we'll get to a Viking museum and to see all of that. But of course, this game is set in Iceland, and I'm going to be heading to Iceland in the next few months. I'm very excited about that. But this game is set in Iceland, Viking lore. Like I said, I never played the first Hellblade game, but we've been seeing all the trailers, we've been seeing all the footage for this game for years now. It looks amazing. We just got to see an updated version of the gameplay a few weeks ago. So I'm excited to play this. I'll give it a shot and give it a try. Maybe I'll like it, maybe I'll love it, maybe it'll bore me to tears and I won't play it anymore. All right, next on my list is Star Wars Outlaws. Are you guys excited about playing a new Star Wars game? Of course, I've gone through waves of excitement and then total disappointment with Star Wars over the past few years, as any Star Wars fan will, given the undulations and the wokeness of what this company has done over the past few years. But I will say that this game, as an open world game, first Star Wars open world game set in between Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi, and you're playing as an outlaw in between this civil war. I like the idea that you have to sort of keep one step ahead of what's happening here. You're going to be shooting, you're going to be fighting. I don't believe you're going to be playing as a Jedi. You're going to be playing as a woman named Kay Vess. So you'll be flying, you'll be shooting, but I don't think you'll be playing as a Jedi. So this is going to be an interesting take on this game. Open world, you're an outlaw, it's in between Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi, maybe in some ways getting us back to our Star Wars roots. I think that's kind of what we always want. That was certainly the appeal of a lot of the great scenes in The Mandalorian. Oh, you're getting us back to our Star Wars love and roots. And then you go off into crazy wokeness and do other things like that. But get us back to our roots, and I want that in a Star Wars game. Also excited to play Star Wars Survivor, Jedi Survivor this year. We just got it for my son for Christmas, so I will play that game as well this year. That's on my backlog list. But what about you? Star Wars Outlaws? Is that on your list? Next, another game I'm excited about, we know is coming out in 2024, is Penny's Big Breakaway. It's from the team that brought us Sonic Mania, a relatively new studio that was formed in 2018. I'm excited to play this game. I don't know much about it. It looks beautiful. It looks beautifully stylized. It looks like a fun cartoon color adventure game, and it looks pretty unique. So again, the team from Sonic Mania, great. Sign me up. I'm excited to play a fun game like that in the Sonic tradition that looks totally fun. So, once you have these big open world Star Wars games and these big RPGs, give me something smaller that I can just sink my teeth into, kind of brainless, and have fun with it. So I'm excited about Penny's Big Breakaway. Okay, the last one on the games we know are coming out this year list, unless these get delayed, and the game that I think I'm most excited for this entire year. Yeah, I don't know that there's a game I'm more excited for this entire year, and that is Indiana Jones and the Great Circle. Watching that trailer over the past few weeks at the Xbox big event was amazing. It's everything that I want from an Indiana Jones game. Again, it has nothing to do with the later films that were absolutely awful. The Crystal Skull and the Dial of Destiny. Dial of Destiny was just such an awful movie, absolutely terrible. And I think that, the fact that this game takes place in between Raiders of the Lost Ark and the Temple of Doom, and it's in that era. You have Harrison Ford's likeness as Indiana Jones. You have voice acting that is spot on. It's not Harrison Ford, but you really would be hard-pressed to even tell the difference.
Patron of the fallen angels, protector of the Chukulimani.
Does such an amazing job. You play first-person style, so you can whip and shoot and fly Japanese Zero airplanes at one point. You're getting in fights, but then there's also enough where you see him in third person climbing, sort of Uncharted style, climbing on cliffs and interacting with individuals. But I think it's a great choice, and they really made a point in this trailer and at the Xbox event to say that you are playing as Indiana Jones. Like, you are Indiana Jones. You're not playing an Uncharted style where you see it from a third person. No, you are Indiana Jones, and I love that idea. I hope they release this in VR mode as well. That would be exciting. We'll see how widespread this gets, and if they're able to do that on other platforms, I would love it. On Sony PlayStation VR 2, that would be amazing. We can dream, right? My son said this would be great in VR, and I think he's right in that first-person perspective. But again, I'm excited to play this on the Xbox this year. That is a huge release. I think this is the game I'm most excited about in 2024 right now. All right, let's talk about some games, though, that are rumored to be coming out. Some games that have been thrown around on forums and 4chan and other places like that, that if they come out, I will buy them and I will play them. First of all, a Donkey Kong game. Now, there's rumors there might be a new Donkey Kong game in 2024. That would be amazing. I think with all of Nintendo's intellectual property focused on Mario and building out the theme parks and of course maybe rolling out the new Switch 2, Donkey Kong makes a lot of sense. Of course, they have the Donkey Kong roller coaster. Donkey Kong was such a big part of the Super Mario Brothers movie. So people love Donkey Kong. I love Donkey Kong. Will we see a new Donkey Kong Country game? Maybe a follow-up to Tropical Freeze? Will it be a totally new game? Or will we just see a repackaged remastering of the original games, which I'm totally fine with as well. So something Donkey Kong related in 2024, besides the one we already know about, Donkey Kong versus Mario. I'm okay with that one. I'll give it a shot. But I want to see a new Donkey Kong game or remasters of some of the great classic Donkey Kong games. I'm excited about that. Next up on the remastered front, there's tons of rumors, of course, floating around that we're going to see Metroid Prime 2 remastered. Last year around this time, the beginning of the year, Nintendo shadow dropped Metroid Prime remastered, and oh my god, I bought it immediately. My son is now playing it. He's about 60% of the way through the game. I'm telling him, like, this is one of the greatest games ever made. You've got to play this. I played it and beat it. Loved it, loved going back to that, and the updated graphics look amazing. Yes, give me Metroid Prime 2 remastered on the Nintendo Switch, and then give me Metroid Prime 3 remastered on the Nintendo Switch. I would love to have all of those games remastered in different collections, would be fantastic. Or just 2 and 3 in one collection, I'd be fine with that as well. Which brings me to the big final one that I wanted to talk about, which is Metroid Prime 4. Of course, the rumors have been going for years. We know the teaser trailer, which just shows the number 4. I think it's like 4 years ago now that Nintendo rolled that out. They kind of scrapped the game, maybe went back to rebuild it from the ground up. Is this finally going to be the year that we see Metroid Prime 4? And will we see it? Will it be backwards compatible? Will it be on the original Switch as well as maybe this new hardware they roll out? We don't know. All I'm saying is if Metroid Prime 4 comes out this year, I'm all over that. Like stink on a monkey. So I'd love to hear from you guys. Are there games this year that you're super excited about playing? Some that I missed in my list? Remind me, drop them in the comments below. I'd love to hear what you are excited about playing this year. And maybe it's just an old game, a backlog game. I'd love to hear that as well. Also, check out this other video that we just did on the other games that I'm excited about playing this year, hitting my backlog of over 50 games that I want to try to tackle. Check out that video. And we'll see you next time, everyone.